Alright, so right here I have a 3080 that I'm going to repad. It's my latest 3080 I have. So it's the second revision of the 3080. Right now here's the temps. This is the first one. It's the 92 temperature. 46 to 92. That's the one I'm going to be doing. And here's the ambient temperature of the room. Today is not really that hot. Alright y'all, this is my temps when I plugged it into my Windows machine. I have it in the garage. It's also 79 to 81, but it's way less airflow in my garage than in that mining room. Way less no airflow. Hardly any airflow. Alright, YouTube. Let's get to it. Alright, so another week, another 3080. This time I'm gonna record it for y'all. So you pull out your Gorilla tape. That's the best tape to use, which any tape would do, but that's the best tape to use in my opinion. And go right over it. Come right off. Go right here on this one. Oh shit, this is a little paper I got on here. Alright, so then you go down to this one for these little tabs here. Fold right off. Yeah, that's pretty much off. So you got the 4 off. It's the little tab shivs on there. Put that to the side. You definitely want to just put that to the side because you don't want to lose that. All right, now you pull out your little whatever this is, plastic. You get this from, I got it from like an iPhone kit, but I'm pretty sure I'm not sure what you could use, but I got this from, it's like a little plastic toolbar. I don't know what you call it, but yeah, use that. Pull this up and get this out. Get this out the way. All right, now it's time for your little screwdriver or whatever. First, you're gonna use T5. You're gonna use T5. And T5 is gonna get these out. Like I said, this is the second revision. This is the late 2021 3080 Founders Editions. I got this. This is the last one that I got last Tuesday. I got it a week ago. I got it. I had to wait for the thermal pads to come in before I swap them out. So shout out to Best Buy for helping us out by releasing these in store. For someone like me, I cannot get it online. I don't have that. I don't care how fast I try to go. They do not let me get it online. So all my Founders Editions came from in-store. I got about 8 of them, all from in-store. So that's that. That was the T5. Now we gotta do just a, Phillips head. And we're gonna pull out these screws right here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me take a little picture so y'all see it. See exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, so
hey yo, Taco, you going crazy.
now when you're doing this, I'm doing this on a speaker just so I can record it. It's best to do this on a desk, a big desk, so you lose none of these screws. You don't want to be sitting there being Sherlock Holmes for a whole hour. When these things fall on the floor, they could bounce anywhere, and it's just an annoying situation. So make sure you're on a surface where if it does drop, you can get it no problem. Let me turn on my room light, my overhead light just for y'all. Hopefully that's better lighting. All right, so all those screws are off, so you're ready to take it off. Pop right off. All this is stock, so. All right, so put that somewhere until later. All right, so now we have to disassemble these. You're gonna use some plastic tweezers or whatever tweezers you have to get this off. So first thing first, let me just record it closer so y'all see exactly what I'm doing. Make sure I clean off the 1 second. All right, so I'll do a close-up so you see exactly what I'm doing. So these are ribbons that you have to take off. It's one here, and then it's one over here. One over here. So here's a close-up. You just lift up this tab with your finger, and then you pull it out with your finger. That's fine, that's easy. And then with this one, same thing. Lift up the tab with your finger, then you pull it out. That one's kind of harder. Can be done. If you it's hard to get it off, you can always use tape. So for this one, I'm gonna come back to that one. This one, we're gonna pull this out, pull it all the way back. Make sure it's all the way back, because sometimes you might not have it all the way back. Then you grab your tweezers and you just lift straight up. I'm trying to do this with two hands. You lift straight up. It's kind of hard to do with the 2 hands. All right, there you go. All right, so you just lifting straight up. All right, so that's out, no problem. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the overhead camera. All right, so let's get this one out. You could just, if it's not coming out, you can literally just use tape. Again, Gorilla Tape is very good. Mine not coming out. This one is kind of stubborn, but let me see if I got any. I had scissors. I don't know. All right, so with just some tape, you can just put it on the ribbon. All right, and that came straight off. All right, so now with the tweezers to the side, now we got a, one more thing, I just remembered. So with this back plate, there's 2 little things on plastic shims, or not shims, but I don't know what to call it. But it's 2 plastic things here. Make sure you don't lose that. So be real careful with your back plate, because that's what holds that little bracket that we put in. That's what holds it when we put it all together. So yeah, I just want to mention that. Put that to the side. All right, so let's go ahead and take off the the bracket on the back, and you need T8 for that. All right, so you need T8 for this. Let's go ahead and take it off. It's only 4 screws, and you want to put them to the side. You want to be real careful when you take them off. Like I said, you don't want to drop anything. All right, put this bracket to the side somewhere. All right, so now we want to just unscrew this. This is a T6. Make sure you're using the correct ones. Don't use a T5 for this. You might rip the thread. Use a T6. I like to do 4 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some people just take it all the way out. I just don't. So cross. That's coming out now. It's coming out after like 2 goes. All right, the bracket is off. So now you want to put that to the side, somewhere safe. All right, so that's everything that's holding that in. So let's go ahead and take this apart. It might be a little tension when you're trying to take it apart because of the paste, but we took that apart and that's apart now. Now you can see firsthand why you gotta repad and repaste these Founders Edition. They are extremely dry. I do not like that. Any card I get from Founders Edition, I at least change the paste. With these GDDR6X memory, I repad them as well. So let's go ahead and let's pull out the shop towel. Get this from the auto store. Spray it with the alcohol. Spray it with the alcohol. And let's get to work on this. Yeah. All right. So, boom. Just clean off that plate that they got on there. Put that to the side. All right, now we're working on this. Go ahead and clean this too. Clean off all that thermal paste, that dry ass thermal paste that they put on there. I love the Founders Edition cards because it's just, I think it's a great card. As long as you position it right when you're mining, it's a great card. But they really shorted us with the paste. They could have did a better job with paste, but who knows? Maybe the paste they have is better for long-term use. They know a lot of people don't want to open up their cards. So maybe that's the situation, but if you're brave enough to open your card and you're watching this guide, because it's really not hard at all. All right, clean that off. Flip it around, try to, now that we cleaned that off, now we pull out a Q-tip. Get a Q-tip, Cotton L, whatever Q-tip you find, you can get it. I bought like a big pack of these from my local Micro Center. They had different sizes, but any cotton tip will work. So you get that, you spray it with a little of the alcohol, and clean these off. My first time using this stuff, but clean off these VRMs. With a good cleaning of the VRMs. All that off. Let's spray it again. Alright. Like I said, this is the late 2021 3080, which is essentially the same, but on this one you're going to use the 1.5 Gelid Extremes on there, or you can use 1.5 Gelid Ultimates on the inside, and then the 3mm Gelid Extremes on the back plate. I rather use Gelid Extremes. If this was a early model, say you bought it in the summertime, then summertime or before, last 2021 summer or before, then you using the 2mm Gelid Extremes on the inside and still the same 3mm on the back plate. How you can tell if you have, say you bought it used, how you can tell if you have the new one or old one, trust me, I don't know how to tell physically from on here, but I know one thing: once you plug it up, you're going to be able to, it's going to tell you itself real quick if you did something, if you're not using the right pads on the inside. But as far as looks wise, I can't really tell. All right, clean that all off. Alright, all that clean. Don't forget this little small one over here too, because you got to pad that one too. A lot of people tend to forget this. A lot of people that do videos tend to forget that one as well. So make sure you're doing that one. Alright, so now that we got that done, now we're going to pull out the 16. Now we're going to put out the Artic MX. This one is on Amazon. This is 45 grams. Get it on Amazon for like $23. Let me clean that off a little more. Let me pull up one of my. Let me just clean this off just a little more. Another Q-tip. Little paste, old paste stuck in the little NVIDIA engraver. Just make sure that's all off. All right, so we cleaned that off. That's fine. All right, so let's take this. Take the Artic MX4. Kind of hard taking off the cap right there. All right, so for a GPU, it's not like putting paste on a CPU. Less is kind of more on the CPU. On this, you want to put more. You want to spread it out all across the GPU. Let me take a picture of this so you see exactly how much I kind of put on there. Y'all can see exactly how much I put on there. Then pull out your spatula. Your little paste spatula. If you don't have a paste spatula, you can use like some plastic, old credit card, whatever. So I'm gonna just spread that out. And just spread this out. I want to cover it across the entire. I want to spread it out across the entire thing. I don't really want anything. If you go a little over, that's okay. But you want to cover the entire die because you don't want nothing, no part not getting adequate paste.
Hey yo, Darko, you going brave.
Alright, so that's good enough right there. Clean this off. Alright, so let me take another picture so y'all see exactly. All right, so now I like to go and I like to put just a small little dot in the middle. It's in the middle, so it squeeze out. All right, I use MX4, but I think the best one out there is Cryonaut by Thermal Grizzly, but the MX4 is more than good enough. I do all my cards with MX4. So now we got to do the thermal pads. So let me pull out the thermal pad. I don't know. Okay. All right, so extremes. It's better to just go ahead and buy the 2-pack instead of the 1-pack. 1-pack is like $16 and something, where the 2-pack is like 23 or something like that for the 1.5s. Just go ahead and buy the 2-pack. You never know when you get another card later on and you're gonna need it. So just go ahead and get that. All right, so I got some little leftover from before. All right, what I'm gonna use, you can use scissors if you need to. What I'm gonna use is like this little plastic surgical knife. You can get these little small knives different places. Do your due diligence. I'll probably link something from Amazon. So this little leftover piece from the last one I did, I'm just gonna cut it real quick. And I'm gonna just put it on this one, this little small VRM. A lot of people tend to forget this VRM right here. Do not forget it. It's a little small VRM over there. A lot of people tend to forget. I see YouTubers repack cards and forget that one all the time. So put that to the side. All right, so now you got the thermal pad. So we just need to cut pieces. So first I'm gonna do this one. All right, this side. All right, so I'm gonna just cut. I'm gonna just cut straight down. You get a better cut if you use these. I used to use scissors all the time, and it never really was a problem. Never was a problem at all, actually. But I tried just these. Always had these little plastic surgical knives. I had 1 or 2 of them here from a girl I used to deal with. She was in the whole medical field, but left them here one day, and I just used them one day, and I was like, yeah, this is better than the scissors. Let me just start using this. So it worked out better. But yeah, you just size it correctly, and boom, that's good enough. Alright, so size that. I like to squeeze it down. You don't need a lot of. What time is this? All right, I'm at the 24-minute mark. So let me go ahead and make sure you take off the plastic too. Do not leave it on there. I'm gonna go ahead and do all these, then I'm gonna come right back to y'all because, you know, these DLSRs, they cut off at 29 minutes. I don't want to cut it off while I'm saying something important. So let me go ahead and do. All right, so we got it all done. And also remember, make sure you take off all the plastics. Don't forget the plastics on there. You don't want to be doing that. Don't forget this one right here neither. Do not forget that one. A lot of people tend to forget that one. Let me take a picture so y'all see exactly. And even if you gotta, you can't put one long strip, one solid strip, you could always cut it. And, you know, as long as it cover the VRMs. You don't have to be one long joined together strip. You can still cut it. As long as it covers the VRM. So we got that. Bring back out the heat sink. And I'm gonna remove the old pads on the heat sink. Make sure you remove the old pads on the heat sink. Sometimes these things are terrible. I don't know what kind of pads NVIDIA got. I try not to complain too much because at the end of the day, NVIDIA has the best price there is for graphic cards. And if all I gotta do is change the pads and the paste when I get them, I think that's a small task. I'd rather do that than pay, you know, the other prices for cards. Damn sure I don't want to pay that damn scalper price. I used to be a scalper, so I damn sure all my cards are MSRP. Most I paid over is like $100. $100 because I probably had to pay someone so I could get a second card. Get that off, and then you want to clean that too with alcohol. So let me move this to the side real quick. So once you remove that, it's best to get that from under your nails too, because what happens is when you put the ribbon in, it's better to use a plastic glove when you're removing this too. I forgot about that, because you don't want that stuff under your nails. When you put the ribbon in, it might get caught. Some of this thermal pad might get caught in there. But for now, let's go ahead and clean this off. Just use your, cotton swabs with your alcohol. With your alcohol. Mine are a little bigger because, I bought this little pack from Micro Center, but regular cotton swabs is good enough. Clean that off. I don't know where NVIDIA got these damn thermal pads from. I know they got a discount on them. You best believe that. These shits ain't nothing. These shits is terrible. Put this PCB back on. All right. All right, so this is what we gotta do. So you gotta make sure, you gotta put it on, and you gotta make sure it doesn't cover these ribbons right here. Ribbon or the fan cable right here. So you wanna put it there. Don't press it down yet. You wanna do this side first, because it's a little peg that this has to go in. This little small circle has to go in. And you want to do it first instead of doing this side first. This side has the power housing, so you know you're on the right side. And this is where the heatsink opening for the power housing. So you want to just angle it and put it in first. You want this flush first. Because if you don't do this side first, I'm going to explain why in a second. Hold on. All right, so that's in. Make sure the cable there. See, the fan cable is not showing. Let me get that. All right, I got the fan cable up. Make sure this little small ribbon is on. Then you put it into this peg. All right, now that's on. Now you can press it in. Now you want to do this peg first, because if you do this one first, this side first, then try to do this, sometimes this doesn't go in, because on some PCBs, it'd be like a little piece of PCB sticking out over here for some reason. I don't know why it does that. This one didn't have that problem, but my other ones that I got these past few weeks had that problem. So it was hard to put it in. You want to put this peg first, and then make sure the cables are not being covered by the PCB, and then put in this side, this peg next. So you want to get this side in first, make sure it's flush, and then put in this side. If you do this side first, and then you try to go to do this side and it's not going in, but you already tapped the paste on the other side, the paste that you already have in there, if you already tapped the paste on there, then you're gonna have to take it apart and you're gonna have to repaste it again. If you think it's that serious, because you don't want, once your paste meet contact with the cold plate, you don't wanna take that contact off. It might create like bubbles. That's what people say. So that's the explanation on why you need to do that. So now we need to put these back in. For this one, let me bring out my video again so y'all see exactly what I'm doing. All right, so this one, make sure this is all the way back. Make sure this is all the way back. It's all the way back. Then you just put this down. Straight down. You're good. Put that over there. Now with this one, you want to put the ribbon in. This is one of the easy. This is the easy one. You just try to get it. Make sure the tab, this little black tab, is up. Yeah, that's easy. So you want to put it as close as you can, and then close the tab. Get it as close as you can. All right, now you want to put this one in. This one is kind of hard, but you can get it if you keep trying. Hard when I got this, I'm holding this phone. You keep trying, some way that you'll get the ribbon in. God damn. Can't really see, so hold on, I'm gonna just keep trying. Y'all gonna have to look at the overhead. All right, so make sure the tab is up, the black tab is up, and I got it. Where it's just not going in. Hold on, let me use the tape. Let me see the tape to bring it in real quick. No, that didn't do it. Okay, cool. So finally got it in. You want to get that little white line that's on the ribbon as close to the opening as possible. Then you want to close that black tab. All right, so we got that down. Okay, so next you want to put these screws back in. You want to use this bracket. All right, so T6. Remember, we're using T6 on here. All right, so I like to go 4 on each cross pattern. Put it in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go across, put this one in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then put this one in, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. That should be done. You don't want to tighten these too tight where you rip the thread. Once you got it in and it's stopping, you good. You do not want to rip the thread on these. All right, so now that we got that done, now let's go ahead and put on the IO bracket. IO bracket will be T8. All right, so get the bracket. Let's go ahead and put these screws on. My bad, I forgot to angle it right. Hopefully you got a kit that has a magnetic, that's magnetic. This Husky kit, even though it gets the job done, it's not really magnetic, so you kind of got to hold the screw close to the damn bit so it don't drop. So that'll be the advantage of getting like a iFixit kit. You'll have the magnetic tip, so you ain't got to worry about the screws just dropping. So, but like I said, this Husky kit gets the job done, and it's inexpensive. All right, so knock that out. Okay, so got the ribbons on. Now we got to cut the pads for this. All right, let's pull out the 3mm. Hopefully you can see that. Anyway. Now, maybe you can use 2mm on the back. I can't speak on that. I'm just showing you what works, that I know for a fact works. That's all I'm showing you, what I know for a fact works. If you want to use 2mm, 2.5mm, it might not work. But I know for a fact this works, because I've done all my 3080s. I have about 8. I did all of these. I did them for my friends as well. Alright, so this is what we're gonna do with the 3mm. So we're gonna put one. Let me flip this way. Alright, so we're gonna put one strip down here. We're gonna put a strip here. We're gonna put something here. We're going to put it here for sure. We're going to put it here for sure. Then we're going to put it here, here, here. Then we're going to put a little here and here. Now, what this does, let me explain to you what it does. There's no VRM back here, so you're not cooling it with this. What this does is put pressure on the inside pads. That's all it does. It put pressure on the inside pad so you have better contact. That's what this does. Some people might be like, so I don't really need the expensive extremes if all we doing is putting contacts on it. Here's the thing about the extremes. They're squishy. So maybe a regular cheap one will work. I don't know. I can't speak on that. Just buy the extremes. I'm gonna tell you what works. Alright, so basically you basically just cutting them up. What time I'm at? 16 minutes? Damn. Alright.
Hey, yo, Darko, you going crazy.
All right, put that to the side for a second. Now you want to remove these. So not all of them. Remove that, remove that, remove that. Keep this one here, but remove this one. Remove that one. Remove that one. Remove that one. Keep this one. Remove all the rest. All right, so now all right, so hold on a second. I don't want this cut off. I'm at 25 minutes. I'm gonna start it right back. All right, so this is important. These little plastic tabs. Like I said, be careful with them. So you want to go ahead and put this back plate back on. All right, so get that, and it's going to squish it down. First, we want to do these first. So these are, where's my, these should be T5 screws right here. All right, T5. So this is what you want to do when you're doing these. You want to squish this down. You have to squish this down so it gets better contact. And then put this screw in. Squish it down and then put it. That's an important part. You want to squish it down. Then I like to go to this side.
Hey, yo, Darko, you going crazy.
God damn, what the hell going on with me? Like, I can't get it. Alright. Alright, so you want to squish this side down. Squish it down, fold it down, and then screw it in. Alright, just go till you can't go no more. Do not strip your screws. Just go till you can't go no more. Alright, get the next screw. Alright, so now you go to this one. Alright, you're going to push it down. And then go ahead and, oh my God. Jeez, I must have went too hard on this one. Jesus Christ. I went way too hard on this one. Damn. I went way too hard on that one. Hopefully I can get this one. See, I went too hard on that one. Damn. Let's get this. I fucking broke off. The Husky is kind of cheap. Hopefully I can get this one in. Nah, it's not gonna let me get this one in. Alright, let me jump in real quick right here. I actually broke the bit on the, I actually broke the bit. That's the first time that happened to me. I had this for years. I actually took it up to Home Depot and they exchanged it right on the spot because it had a lifetime warranty. I'm just glad I didn't strip the screw. The bit broke, but the screw was still, the grooves were still intact. So that worked out great. So not really an issue at all. So I would still use Husky, tell you the honest truth. I'm gonna still continue to use it, but I'm glad they had a lifetime warranty. Anyway, back to the video. Damn, I might have to go buy a whole new kit, but let's go ahead and try to get this side in. I don't think it's gonna let me screw it in. Maybe, but hold it down and keep going. Jeez. Nonetheless, yeah, definitely get the iFixit. All right, so you're gonna go on this side. Get the iFixit kit, definitely. All right, so now we're gonna do these. Put these screws in. All right, we're gonna do these screws. Better for the screw, better for the bit to break than the actual screw to strip. Way better. All right, let's get this. All right, let's do this last one. All right, so yeah, so I broke I broke the damn bit. Jesus Christ. But I was able to get this one in, not really tight. Well, yeah, I think it went tight. So now we just put this bracket back on here. Put it, line it up on that side, and then just push it down. So that's done. And normally I wouldn't put these caps on right now because I'll be like, let me just test it first. But I know this, I'm so positive that this works. So positive the 1.5s and 3 on the bottom work. It was a testing, because people weren't really clear if it really works. So it was a testing process. Let me see. I got this on tape right here. All right. Yep. So put these back on.
Hey, yo, Darko, you going crazy.
All right, so in conclusion, I want to show y'all this. So originally, when I plugged it back up to Hive OS, I kept the same settings that I did in the beginning when I first took it out of Hive OS because I wanted to show y'all the difference. But now I matched that. I matched the same core and memory to my other 3080. Remember, I have two 3080s sitting in the front. You can see it in the background. I have two of them sitting in the front. Notice that there's a 5-degree difference. Even if you go back in the beginning of the video, there's a, no, not in the beginning of the video. Well, when I first put it in. So there's a 5-degree difference between that GPU 6 and GPU 0. GPU 0 is the one that I just put in there. GPU 6 is the one that's sitting right next to it. It's the same airflow and everything. Now, GPU 6, I put the 1.5 millimeter ultimates on that one. Whereas on GPU 0, we put the 1.5 extremes. So if I was you, I would put the 1.5 ultimates on the inside and the 3 millimeters on the back plate. Cause that's the 5-degree difference. That's a big difference. Like straight up, that is a big difference. I really noticed that, and that's crazy. So it was a learning process. So next time I know the next 3080 I get, I definitely will get the ultimates for the inside. Now, on Friday I have thermal putty coming, and from what I understand, if you put thermal putty on those VRAM chips and then put the pads on them, you'll get, you know, a few degrees lower as well. So I'm gonna try that out. One thing I also have in my possession, a friend of mine bought a lot of those copper plates that you see everyone doing right now. A lot of people starting to do. So I'm going to do that on one of my 3080s next week. Hopefully I can get my hands on another 3080 if Best Buy drops something by next week. Hopefully I get my hands on one, but if I don't get my hands on one, I'm just gonna take one of these ones right now and just put the copper plate on there. So that's gonna be a future video for next week. But later on this week, I'm gonna drop the putty video. When I get the putty, I'm gonna get the thermal putty like on Friday. So I'm definitely gonna do that video. So all in all, I hope you guys, I hope this helps a lot of people out there that's scared to open their cards. If you're going to be mining, even if you're going to be gaming, even if you're video editing, you need to really change those pads and those cards. Increase the longevity of your cards. So it is what it is. I hope this helped somebody out here. I hope it helped a few people out there. I took my time with this, and I'll be back with y'all with more videos. I'm going to drop a 3060 Ti and a 3070 pace change video, you know, in a couple of days. But anyway, subscribe to this channel. It's going to be about mining, you know, graphic cards mining, but it's also going to be about a Hackintosh. So I have a Hackintosh, so it's going to be a lot of that content as well. Anyway, I'll see y'all soon. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm out.